Yo, people, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Watchalong. It is, of course, the Women's World Cup final Watchalong. First Women's World Cup Watchalong. Time did not permit. We can do any others, but yeah, it is the big one. It's Espanyol, aka Spain, against the mighty England. Both teams were not picked to reach this stage, let alone be into the final. I don't think many people had them reaching the semi-final and onwards. So yeah, but I'm not alone. I'm joined repping England today. It's Manny.
Bring it home, ladies! And thanks a lot,
Nah.
Bert, for having me on. See the teams walking out onto the field. And just to, sorry to sort of hog everything, but I am going to share the team news. Of course, the big news from England's point of view is that England have named an unchanged team, which means that Lauren James, who is, of course, back from suspension, will have to make do with a place on the bench. This is, of course, the lineup for Spain, a 4-3-3. And I'm not too sure. This could very well be. Yeah, there's no Alexia Putellas for Spain, so Paralulelo, the number 18, will be starting instead. And this could be a bit of a loss because Putellas, of course, is one of the stars of the Spanish team. But she is on the bench. And, of course, England lining up in their 3-4-1-2 formation with Alessia Russo and Lauren Hemp, the starting strikers. Time for the anthem, so I'm just going to mute myself, yeah?
Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, for Spain, let me get into Spain. Spain's lineup. I believe we went through everyone. Spain's lineup. They got Cole, Batley, Paredes, with good things of Codina, Carmona, Bonmati, Albarena, Jenny. And then up front, Rentondo, number 18, and then Kite. I'm not going to pronounce that her name, but 4-3-3 shape. So England sticking with that defensive formation, Bright, Greenwood, and Carter. Up front, Russo and Hemp. Bench is basically the rest of the squad. Of course, lots of Barcelona players in that team for Spain, mostly Barca players, as they are probably the best women's team out there right now. So, yeah. That's that. So let me get the time. Of course, it's so the national anthems. Just says Biap Hannah and Money, Biap yourself. Come on, England. No, less of that. Less of that. Up. Come on, Espanol. Let me do this. And then, yeah. That's sorted. You're still muted, Money. You're still muted.
Yeah, so we're going to confirm the lineups on television right now. Hopefully, if you're watching this on your usual Super Sport, you and I should be starting off the same time. Star Sports weren't willing to show most of the group stages, but they did get their act together and decide the final stages were worthy of showing. So well done to them. And it was Sports 18 who showed the Men's World Cup about 8 months ago.
Seems a long time ago. But
Yep. And of course, everyone back in the UK will be tuned in on BBC/ITV. We see the captains coming up. It's the number 19, Olga, who's got the pennant. I believe it is Olga Carmona. And the referee is Tori Pensa with Brooke Mayer and Catherine Nesbitt, the lineswomen,
Yeah.
with a
When
Japanese official and a Spanish official
when the
as fourth and
number
fifth.
18 gets the ball, we just say 18. We don't pronounce the name unless she
No,
spell.
I can get the name Paralulelo. Yeah,
Ay,
and
ay, ay.
so it is, of course, Kolluch, who is the goalkeeper, with Carmona, Codina, Paredes, and Battle, the defenders. Hermosa, Abelera, and Bonmati are the three-man midfield, with Caldente, Paralulelo, and Redondo. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time. And of course, Alexia Putellas is on the bench. And for England, they're starting with the old reliable Mary Earps in goal. Greenwood, Bright, and Carter are the three-man defence. A five-man midfield consisting of Daly, Toon, Walsh, Stanway, and Bronze, with Hemp and Russo, the two strikers up front. And several names to choose from the bench. Beth England, Chloe Kelly, among others. Lauren James, of course, is on the bench, but this probably will be England's strongest team, with possibly Russo and James maybe interchanging. Russo, of course, was more of a super sub for England, and I think England are going to kick off first, and in their light blue strips, but they are taking the knee, with the Spaniards refusing to take the knee. And we're just about to kick off, and we are kicking off now with a back pass to Walsh. And it's
Yeah.
back to the defense, with Bronze getting it out to Carter, who tries to send it long down the right wing. And that is headed away, only as far as Stanway, who tries to find her teammate but isn't quite able to do so. And Spain are able to get it away down the left wing, and Paralello trying to
Oh,
make
Spain.
some headway with it, but Spain
Yeah,
do win
Spain.
a throw. Millie
Come on,
Bright, of
Spain.
course, captaining England in place of the injured Leah Williamson, who sustained a knee injury prior to the tournament, along with her Arsenal teammate Beth Mead. But without those two, and of course without Steph Houghton, the former
Well,
captain,
chance for England as I go down the wing.
yep, it is Alessia Russo down the wing, trying to make something of it. Lucy Bronze, of course, playing as more of a right wing back, only succeeding in passing it back to Millie Bright. And she passes it back to Mary Earps, who, of course, was England's number one for their Euro win and also the Finalissima win against Brazil. But that is well hacked away by Paredes for a throw. And
Going to be
the reason why I
interesting
have no problem... Sorry about that, Hannah, you were saying?
to see how this game is basically shaped up. Because usually England is the team less possession, set back, absorb the pressure, um, and Spain the tiki taka, keep the ball, triangles type team. Um,
Yeah.
so it will be interesting.
Well, that might perhaps be a feature of Serena Wiegmann's play, but obviously that five-woman midfield will be key. Cole Luke, of course, the Spanish goalkeeper, who rolls it out to Paredes, and she gets it to Codina, number 14. And Carmona, of course, tried to send that long, but was blocked. But Spain do have a throw. And Serena Wiegmann also emulating her success with her native Netherlands by leading them to a European Championship win and also a World Cup final. She lost the final, though, with the Netherlands. Could she go one better with England? Batley sending it down the right. And some decent tiki-taka play with Bonmati trying to send it forward. And it is Paralello down the right up against Millie Bright, the England captain.
Oh, ball
Some
in?
good action in
No.
the England penalty area.
The side ball
And
in? Blocked.
Yeah,
All in
but
a good.
yep, that should be
Nothing.
allowed to go out. And
Yeah,
I wonder if there are any claims of a handball there because Bright was given a little bit of trouble by Parallelo, but no,
no,
no handball there. Almost
nothing.
a flush on the face there, really. Jorge Vilda, the head coach of Spain, of course, a rather controversial period under his stewardship, with several women players boycotting, and three of them, of course, being welcomed back. I wonder if those boycott players who chose to boycott now regret their decision with Spain this far.
We'll see. Uh, Again, one thing I will feel sorry for, um, um, if England do go on to win, it will be those that are injured right now and couldn't make it. Um, Gotta feel sad for them. Um, so yeah, but
Yeah, and
Old
some action
Charles
now in the Spanish penalty area, but
straight to straight there.
um, yep, basically Hemp trying to latch onto that. Almost pinball going on there in the Spanish penalty area, but Lauren Hemp not quite able to get the shot powerfully on target. And you got a point there, but player injuries are more or less a part and parcel of everything, and selection can also be a very brutal business. I mean, I also feel really bad for Steph Houghton, who won the Women's Premier League with Manchester City this season and was in really good form, but Wiegman just wasn't willing to consider her, instead opting to focus on youth, believing she had enough experience in Bronze and Bright to cover for the absence of Williamson. I mean, I completely disagree, but it is what it is. I don't make the decisions. I'm not the manager. And injuries are a
Yeah,
part of it because with the South African connection, I know you've named your Rugby World Cup squad recently, and I think there are a couple of injured guys in that squad, aren't there? I mean, out of that squad, aren't there?
yeah, there are a few. There are a few. There are outs.
I mean, as long as you've got
Chelsea for
Etzebeth,
Spain.
Khaleesi, and company,
And
you should
then
be fine, though. And that is Bonmati for Spain, getting it out to Redondo on the right. And hopeful cross that
almost.
comes in and evades everyone. It is now with Caldente Oliver. Hermoso.
Oh,
Of course, in Spanish, that would
should
be
have it.
Hermosa, but whatever.
Oh, back to
and
goal.
uh,
Right,
and
close
Redondo
to goal.
unable to control that, and that goes out for an England goal kick. So
Yeah.
some pretty good action down the wings, don't you think, Hannah?
Yeah, definitely. Both teams look like they want to attack. No team just want to game go by and be under pressure the whole time. And both teams are looking really dangerous on
Yeah,
attack. Defenses probably need to sharpen up a bit.
yeah.
But yeah,
if if there is one criticism, I would say that it's the final touch of both the Spaniards and the English women that are letting them down. It is Batil now also who will try and send it forward, but that was a pretty poor ball, easily intercepted by Alex Greenwood, who was more of a substitute during England's Euro win, but now finds herself England's first choice on the left side of the defence. She is, of course, a left centre back
I does. Um, I'm
with
doing the Chelsea one. I don't know about the Villa Everton one. Maybe
I think if
just
they're but I think the Chelsea one might be enough for you. Yeah.
yeah, just the Chelsea one.
Right now, BBC Sport
Um,
had Ella
yeah, the Villa one.
Toon.
Maybe just check on the Villa channel. There should be
Yeah.
one. Just search one.
Mm.
They believe you
Of
should
course,
be
with a
able to.
Chelsea fan, I'm sure you might be happy to see Reece James's sister Lauren at least involved in the final.
Yeah, I think she's disappointed not to start. Um, but if she comes on and scores the winner, um, definitely, I
Exactly.
think she'll be
I
happy.
mean, Patelis of Spain is on the bench, so maybe Jorge Vidal has something up his sleeve to try and bring her on as an impact player. And you can see there that all the movement is wonderful, but now the Spanish passing has begun to let them down a little bit. But look, Just eight. It's only 8 minutes that have gone, and there's still plenty of time in this game. But Mary Earps might need to be careful because against Colombia in the quarterfinals, I think she conceded a goal which wasn't really something she'd want to look back on. Uncomfortable memories of David Seaman against Brazil in Shizuoka 2002. But fortunately, England equalised on the stroke of half time in that game and went on to win.
Yeah. 5 people in yet do hit that like button if you haven't already unsubscribed to the channel. Um, all will be much appreciated if
Yeah.
guys can do that for us.
It's Batil now down the left, right, and she's looked quite impressive. But Lauren Daly, functioning as the left wing back, is able to clear that, but not very effectively, mind you. She concedes a throw. And it is the number 17, uh, Redondo, who will be. No, she gives it to Batley, who takes it. Obviously, I'm old enough to remember a certain Fernando Redondo, who was, I believe, a Spanish international who counted Real Madrid and AC Milan as one of his clubs. And the number 14, Codina, takes no chances, passing it back to her goalkeeper, Colush.
Yeah,
And Spain's defense looks actually quite probably the more solid of the two.
yeah,
At least
definitely.
perhaps marginally, I would say. Although having said that, Mary Earps hasn't really had a save to make.
True.
And clipped from behind there by Paralulelo, who was, you could say, parallel with Millie Bright. I know that's a horrible one, but people who have watched me on Coach's Corner long enough will know that you get some of these corny jokes from me.
Some of them work, some of them don't.
Well, at least you're being
Some,
honest. I mean, there are some people who despise my jokes that much that they tell me to shut my gob. Ah!
yeah.
And once
Come on,
again, Spain
Spain.
looking very accomplished in defense. But as I say that, they concede a throw. It is the number 3, Teresa Abellera, who concedes that throw. And can England make something of it?
Nope. Uh, definitely. Spain now again.
Thing with England is that I was hearing what you were saying about how they often try to sit back, and that is a dreadful foul on the Spanish captain by Lucy Bronze, who I believe is England's vice captain, and probably the only person in England's squad with over
Oh,
100 caps to her name. But
chance.
great chance for Lauren Hemp, but some excellent
No.
defending there. And does she save the corner? No, she doesn't. So we've got an opportunity here for England to open the scoring. And I was
But
complimenting the Spanish defense, but somehow England have responded with tiki-taka football of their own. Lauren
yeah,
Hemp and Alicia Russo combining quite brilliantly. Codina and Carmona trying to get the better of her.
that but corner.
And yeah,
Russo, Russo to take. Yeah. No.
no, not Russo. She's I think that might have been Stanway who took that left-footed, but an easy
Ah,
catch there for
beautifully
Colush.
claimed by the Spanish keeper.
Yeah, yeah, she's not the tallest
I
on the field, but what she might lack in height, she more than makes up for in confidence between the posts. Fun fact: if you're playing field hockey or ice hockey, I mean probably just ice hockey, the goal post would be known as the pipes. But obviously,
oh
you don't play ice hockey much in South Africa.
Spain
It's field hockey, which is more. Oh yeah, down the left. I see that.
Spain but nah
And
come
you can
on.
see there that that final ball is what lets Spain down. But
Yeah,
England also don't clear their lines very convincingly. But some great football here, don't you think, Hannah?
great football from both teams. And both teams almost just using that one side.
whether it's
And
right
it's
or left. And that's the problem. I mean, England just got back too quickly, and there weren't any Spaniards there to help out. And in that kerfluffle, I think England ended up winning a throw, but Spain do have it back. Hermoso.
yeah.
Uh,
I did pick this
yeah.
match to go all the way to penalties.
It is a Parallelo who evades the defence and finds the number 2, Batelet, who tries to get into the penalty area up against Lauren Daly, who has it covered.
Uh,
But England end up
Lauren
conceding.
Daly.
No, that was actually Alex
No.
Greenwood, who I think conceded the corner. No, it's actually a goal kick. My bad.
Okay, luckily
Yeah,
came off the of what's it? Number 18. That's her name.
Parallelo.
No, uh,
So she's the one who's starting instead of Patelis, but Patelis will be coming on as a sub, you'd imagine. And that's another dreadful foul. And if England aren't careful, they could see some of their players getting booked. James already was sent off in the, I believe it was the second round against Nigeria. So they can't afford to lose their discipline.
a red card would make it so difficult for them.
Yeah, but
Especially, oh, shot, no, foul called.
yeah, foul on
Walsh.
Walsh. Kira Walsh there being fouled by Caldente Oliver. Mariona Caldente Oliver.
So far, so good from both teams.
Could get.
A goal makes it interesting. I think either way it makes.
We could see it right now, mind you. Action in the
Oh,
penalty area, but that doesn't go
way.
through. But England is still in the ascendancy. Bronze hooking it into the penalty area, finds Daly off the
Oh,
bar
yes.
from.
Oh, oh,
Was
so
that
so
Lauren
close.
Hemp who hit shot that? I think it might have been.
It's
So
to
close
be
to the
bronze
first,
in this England team.
so close to
Too
the first
many.
goal of this final. And Carl Lush was beaten hook, line, and sinker, but thankfully the crossbar saved her.
Crossbar.
So, ironically, Spain, as you've said, are known for their tiki-taka football, but England are showing that they're quite capable of threading some passes through themselves.
Yeah. Interesting. So far, so.
And there was, in fact, Lauren Hemp who beautifully laid up, caressed with that left foot
Oh,
of hers, but centimeters lower, and we'd be celebrating the first goal. And a huge army of England supporters in Stadium Australia in Sydney were expecting to celebrate, but ended up being disappointed. And nothing comes of that Spanish throw. But we are back in the Spanish half, and it is Paredes who will play it out to Bathel down the left. I think it might be pronounced Bati. I want to get it right, but there are some other names I can very easily get indeed. Abelera, who sends it down the left, and it is the
down
captain,
the way.
Carmona.
Go.
And
No.
oh,
How don't you
how
score?
did they miss from there? Once they get the crosses right, and Mary Earps is apoplectic, but some brilliant
Oh,
work down the left. And I'll tell you what, Lucy Bronze and company have got a lot to answer for that.
that should be
Hermoso,
one of Spain.
Carmona, taken out by Jess Carter, but only now as far as Bonmati, who gets it to Batille. Abelera. Bonmati again. And Daly is able to impede her, but it is back with Bonmati now. And I have to say that Spain's ability to reclaim the ball has been magnificent so far. And still no offside, so Spain can continue the play. And I tell you what, Redondo will be looking at herself and thinking she should have scored. Stage fright at the worst possible time. We're still not going to see highlights because Spain still, of course, England can try and break away through El Atoun. The referee decides to play advantage. Kira Walsh, Georgia Stanway, Lucy Bronze, Jess Carter, Millie Bright, the captain, who finds Rachel Daly, who switches it from the left to the right, but Venus to mop up the danger. So once we see the highlights, Hannah, maybe you can talk us through it. But you can see now in the last 20 minutes, Spain have had the lion's share of the possession, 60% to England's 20, with 20% in contest. This is really shaping up to be a classic. I just think that with England's staying power and the quality they've got off the bench, they should see it through. But don't write off Spain and Putellas and company. So, what do you think of the show? Hanno? Hanno? Ah, well, apparently he's off screen for now, but you can see the chance there. Parallelo laying it on the plate for Redondo, only for her to somehow inexplicably sort of shoot it straight across towards the keeper, who had a rather easy save to make. And at the other end, we see Lauren Hemp having an opportunity, but not able to get that much power on her left foot this time around. And
I still can't believe Spain missed that.
yeah. Are you okay, though? Because I couldn't hear you for a minute.
Yeah, no, I just want to quickly go fetch something.
Okay, cool. So, yeah. It is Olga Carmona, the Spanish captain, running down the left wing. And England are living dangerously down that area. Lucy Bronze and Jess Carter are being given a huge run for their money. Russo trying to tidy up, but it is Caldente who wins it back. Valletta. Codina, I think, yep. Caldente again, who gets it down to Parallelo on the left. Does she get the cross in? Nope, too close to Mary Earps, who makes the save. And Redondo, once again, will be kicking herself, I have to say. As you can see, Earps in the right place at the right time to smother that. So, coming up to 21 minutes in this first half, it is Spain 0, England 0. And two gilt-edged chances, one from each team to open the scoring. Neither of them taken. But it is Alessia Russo now down the right. And an attempted pass to, I believe that was Lauren Hemp, but couldn't reach that. But Padalello there fouled, and that will be a Spanish free kick. Millie Bright, the guilty party. And Millie needs to be careful because she's committed a few fouls already.
So Moss, England missed a chance. Ball just played in, blocked away, and then straight after at the other end, cross, shot saved, and then just the rebound just needed to put in at the near post, and they hit it against the keeper at like probably this much space, this much between the keeper and the post, and then put it in. But yeah, please do it. Those farms 4:23 a.m.
Not the best of goal kicks there from Mary Earps as we come to halfway in the first half. And can Spain try and make something happen with this? Some really good short passing there between Hermoso and Caldente, but England intercept. And that should be an obstruction, and England win a free kick. Lauren Hemp there pretty much body checked by Batie. So, what England might not necessarily have in intricate passing, they more than make up for in speed and fitness. And I think Serena Wiegman has got them running very hard indeed. And we've got Greenwood, Stanway standing over that free kick. It's probably going to be sort of chipped into the penalty area, hoping to find a vacant lady. And we see an intruder coming onto the field and being dealt with by the stewards. So thankfully, the camera didn't focus on that miscreant.
Yeah, crossbar for England. Yeah, it was a crossbar for England. Then that ugh, great chance.
Right. It is Stanway who's standing over it, and she'll probably look to try to chip it into the penalty area. And the Spanish defenders are going to have to be very careful not to lose their players. Beautifully chipped into the penalty area, but that should be cleared away, and it is. And it is with Parallelo, who was double teamed, but somehow manages to find her captain, Carmona. But England win it back. And some intricate passing there. Kira Walsh, Lucy Bronze, who will now have to really, avoid getting beaten down that wing. Otherwise, Jess Carter could very well be exposed. Ella Toone basically playing as a central midfielder or a midfield pivot, according to BBC Sport. And I believe there's an offside flag that was raised. So Spain have a free kick and they try to clear out their lines. Obviously, with the USA not being able to reach this stage, knocked out by Sweden in the round of 16 on penalties, in an absolute thriller of a game. They've got some involvement in the final through the referee and the lineswomen. Paredes, Codina, Redondo, actually Hermoso rather, Abellera, Batille, all the way down to Redondo on the right, the number 17. Blocked, but back with Abellera, who passes it back to Paredes. Sends it to Carmona on the left. Carmona tries to switch it from the left to the right, not very successful. And England can clear their lines and also play it forward. It is Stanway who tries to send that forward, but that amounts to nothing. And it is back with the Spanish defense who don't even need to pass it back to their keeper. So
23. I'm on 21 points in FPL, but I still got Ramsdale, no, sorry, Martinez, Pau Torres, Caicedo, Watkins, Saka, Saliba to play. So five more players.
yeah, Redondo
Should
trying
be.
to find Batilla there. Is it a goal kick or a corner? I believe that should be a goal kick. It is. So you can see the right back, Batille, really showing some efficacy down the wing, overlapping beautifully, but Rachel Daly was there to clean up any kind of danger. There he ups in the green kit. Another goal kick. Does that go out of play? Yes, it does. But via an England head, so it is a Spanish throw anyway. Abellera, Codina, Paredes, Batille, who works to try to keep that in play and does so quite magnificently. And I believe there's a foul on Redondo, so it will be a Spanish free kick. brilliantly kept in play, and Rachel Daly there stepping on Redondo's foot and sending her flying. Tumbling rather than flying, really. Jess Carter, who intercepted Parallelello. Lucy Bronze, who will now have to do a lot of work to try to connect with her midfield. Triple teamed and easily intercepted, and Abellera sends that to, I believe, Caldente on the wing.
Oh,
Carmona in the penalty area,
shot!
and Spain
Español!
are 1-0 up.
Español! Español! Español!
Well, it
Español!
had been coming. It
Español,
had
we're
been
gonna
coming.
win it all.
And Serena Wiegman now has a lot of thinking to do, but and clearly you can see Mary Earps absolutely apoplectic. Ella Toon protesting to the referee that maybe there should have been a foul. Not too sure if VAR will be used there, but will complain that there should have been a foul on Lucy Bronze, but Spain was smart enough to see her as a weak link. The attack switching from the right to the left. I believe that was Caldente who laid it off for Carmona. An absolutely sweet left-footed strike down into the corner. No chance for Mary Earps. How good was that, Hanno? You tell me.
Beautiful. First time strike, no touch taken. Lets it comes across her body. And necessary right next to the post.
Yes, well, you know, England, of course, did fall behind against Colombia, but they did score at the stroke of half-time to take them forward. They're going to need to find an equaliser somewhere. But at the moment, the Spaniards are jubilant, and I think they're hoping to gain revenge for the England under-21 boys who lost the European final recently to England, with James Trafford undoubtedly proving why he was the goalkeeper of the tournament. So, the captain, Olga
Espanyol,
Carmona,
we
on
gonna win it all.
29 minutes, puts Spain ahead 1-0 in this World Cup final. And Jorge Vidal, by far the happy of the two coaches. Serena Wiegman, what do you do from here?
Espanyol, we gonna win it all. Espanyol, we gonna win it all.
I can just imagine you actually making a song to the tune of Voulez-Vous by ABBA. Espanyol, running down the wing, poking that ball in. Espanyol are gonna win.
It all.
Well, maybe Spain at the moment look like adding to their lead, and that right side of England's defence is under pressure, but Millie Bright is there to cover, and England can snuff that attack out and try and clear their lines. Kira Walsh, Alex Greenwood, and that finds Rachel Daly, who can move down England's left wing, finding Lauren Hemp. England need to come back into this game. And Lauren Hemp might just be the person to do it, but some great defending from Batier there. And that will be an England throw rather than an England corner. Brilliantly
Espana.
timed tackle.
Bronze the mistake for me. I said they will be. What did I say they will be? I think I did.
Right, so. And that should be a Spain goal kick. And Lauren Hemp can have no complaints about that because that went off her foot. Excellent defending there from Alba Redondo. But we see the goal once again. Great work down the left. Caldente laying it off to Carmona. And the finish was Caliente. Again, another joke. I do know a bit more Spanish than you, Hanno.
I did not got that. Not that joke. Not that.
Caldente provided the assist, and the finish was Caliente. Hot.
Caliente.
Yes, muy caliente.
Caliente. That
And we see some
caliente
more
might be actually a
caliente
good way to
tiki-taka
describe
play there.
something. You say something is like perfect, caliente. Oh,
And of
oh,
course, in Italian, if you want to cook your pasta, it has to be al dente before you finish it off in the pan. Sadly, though, no sign of Italy at this tournament. And this, I mean, they were in the tournament, but not at these final stages. Jess
yeah,
Carter,
press, yeah.
the
No.
right centre back, who will try and send it forward. And
Español,
Paredes is able to hook that
Uganda.
away. But England are trying their best to get back into the game. And I wonder if, Hannah, you see a bit of sluggishness in England's defence.
When I say sluggishness, I just think they need something to click for them to just up the tempo again, because it's nothing really right now is clicking. The midfield and the attack aren't connecting. The defense and the midfield for sure aren't working together.
Yeah. I did say, of course, that England did fall behind against Colombia to a rather looped shot, which caught Mary Earps unawares, but they did equalise on the stroke of half time. So Spain, obviously, Jorge Vidal will have looked at that match and told his players, tighten up, do not let them back in. And any mistake can easily be punished by this England team. Hermosa, whose play has been Hermosa, along with that of her teammates.
And how the game
Bonmati,
is going now is what I expected it to be from the start. England set back tiki taka from Spain. England played upfield, tried to counter.
yeah. I mean, Serena's probably the classic Dutch coach who, likes to have her team counter-attacking well. And England, of course, have scored most of their goals on the counter. But it looks as though they're going to have to try and start being aggressive here because they're allowing Spain to dictate the play. And ever since that chance from Lauren Hemp, which hit the bar, you're absolutely right. There's been no connection between the defense, the midfield, or the attack.
Yeah,
And that'll be a Spain free kick conceded by Georgia Stanway. Coming up to
maybe
10
you can
minutes left.
translate
But
this.
it
Man.
is muy bueno, España mujeres. Gracias, señor. I know you were talking about the ladies. My bad.
No, I was talking about this comment.
No, I was speaking to Chris right there, and it is
Uh,
Abellera who will be taking this. She's
nah,
standing
man,
over it.
the economonero español.
Yep, number
James
3
on to
headed
be a
into the
hero.
penalty area, but not
Oh,
dealt with very comfortably. And Paredes there with a rather ugly-looking left-footed hoik that went wide, and you have to say that that was an opportunity wasted. Paredes
yeah.
showing why she's more of a defender than an attacker. Not able to get that shot on target. Otherwise, that could have troubled Mary Earps. And speaking of Earps, she's been put into a bit of trouble and has now conceded a throw. Spain all over England like a red rash at the moment. As
Español,
red
we're
as the colour of their
going to
jerseys.
win it all.
And Lauren Daly concedes another throw, and you can see that Spain are growing in confidence, but Jorge Vidal would have told his ladies, one mistake, one lapse of concentration can easily let England back in. And Hermoso trying to get that into the penalty area, but that ends up going straight to Mary Earps, who's being harried at the moment. Parallelo making a bit of a nuisance of herself. Who needs Patelis? And England appealing for a free kick, but the referee says no. And Abelier to Bonmati to Batie down the right, intercepted by Lauren Daly, and England can start to clear their lines again. Back pass to Mary Earps. I wouldn't say she's definitely not been very shaky, but she has been put under a lot of pressure now in these past few minutes. So,
Yeah.
if you could take a look
Spanish
at the
Borrella.
English bench, who do you think would be the best bet to come on in the second half for England, assuming it remains 1-0?
Let me quickly look at that lineup of England. Mm, James, I think, will come on. Um, hmm, Katie Robinson, she's a shout. The young player brings some energy into that um, midfield attack. Attack, yeah. I think and James I think I would bring on. Oh,
Yeah,
Ellie. Oh, she's a goalkeeper.
Ellie Roebuck is the third keeper. I hate seeing
Uh,
goalkeepers wearing 21. 22 for me is always the standard fare.
mm,
And that call to bring on Lauren James would be a good one. I personally would like to see Lauren James brought on for Lucy Bronze, and England change their formation to a back four with Jess Carter at right back and Lauren Daly being asked to share defensive duties with Alex Greenwood and Millie Bright. That way, James can sort of slot into the midfield, maybe as a right winger, and support Russo and Hemp. But then neither Russo nor Hemp will be guaranteed to play the full 90 minutes anyway. And we are now 5 minutes away from half time, and England still can't quite clear their lines. And this is really good stuff from Spain, and Carter forced to do some desperate defending there. That is, of course,
um, yeah, comment there for you.
yeah,
España por la classical.
Caldente, they're claiming that she should have been fouled by Jess Carter, but the referee saying no. The referee is, of course, Tori Penso from the US.
España por la
And of
classical.
course, it's funny that, of course, with Chris being Canadian, I mean, that would have been funny. From the US, a little Canadianism there.
Does that mean
Lauren Hemp
Chris?
down the right. Yeah,
Chance for
Chris will tell you
England.
that.
Oh, golden opportunity.
Golden opportunity indeed. I believe that was Kira Walsh, but the flag was up for an offside anyway, so it wouldn't have counted. And hang about. Oh yeah. So you could see. I believe that was Ella Toon who was just straight into that position, and it wouldn't have counted. And
Offside, miles
very
offside.
unfortunate there from England's point of view. But for now, though, it's still Spain 1, England 0. Spain on course to go into half-time, 1 goal to the good, but England can still come back, and maybe that attack will give them a little bit of confidence. And one thing I do like about this England team, Hanno, is that when they start to attack, they do attack in waves.
Yeah, when they attack, they're really good. We'll get into it at half time. I'm gonna bring on James now.
Okay.
Don't think now. I think straight after half time we've got to bring on, unless he's not 100% fit.
Who,
I
James?
don't know. Yeah, Lauren James. I think straight after half time that's the best shot. I wouldn't want to
Right.
keep her on the bench for too long. Oh.
And that
Going
should
to
be,
England.
yep, the throw to England. It did come off Battier last. And it is Lauren Daly, the left winger slash left wing back, who will take it. Battier intercepts and tries to send that forward, but that bounces above Parallelelo, and Alex
Oh,
Greenwood can clear.
oh,
But some pretty clumsy stuff
almost from
going on
Spain.
right there, it has to be said, from England's point of view. And
Spain
Battier
win the ball.
intercepts that quite brilliantly. And it is
Oh,
with Hermoso
no
now,
matter goal.
who passes it across to Bonmati. Carmona down the left gets that, and it is back with Caldente. Back with Caldente from Carmona. Bonmati again. Carmona. Caldente sends it into the penalty area, and Paolello gets it, but does she control it? No, she doesn't, and the moment goes away. So, Hanno, once it gets to 45, I'm just going to have to nip off somewhere, but I will be back in time for the beginning of just for the end. Okay, so you can take us through to the end of the first half, and I'll come back in time.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll just tell you when I'm about to leave. All right.
Yeah.
So 40 seconds or so
Oh,
to go before
England
the end of the 45, and there should
also
be time added on,
ball in, clear away, edge of the
but not
box.
not very convincingly though. It is Stanway who has it, although she passes it back to Jess Carter, Kira Walsh, Millie Bright.
Prediction for Amrabat to be added on. Uh, 3.
I think for this particular World Cup, they're just as in Qatar, they're probably going to have a ballpark figure as an estimate to account for any stoppages that have taken place and any more that might take place. So we could see about 4 minutes of time added on. And we're going to find out how much right now.
1.
Nope, just the 1 minute. So you can take us through to the end of the half, and I will be right back.
Yeah, no problem. So Spain controlling possession. Like I said, I expected this to be like the from the start. So England surprised me when they went almost toe to toe. Oh, beautiful ball played over the top. It's a chance for Spain right here to the end. Ball in. That's played too fast and too hard. Don't guard for throwing. Spain now will take their time. Play it back a little. Calling for a cross. No. Gets into the box. Play to her. Shoot! Oh, it's wide. It's wide. And that will be half time. First shot for the number 18 from Spain, Brula. Brula? Something like that. Oh, beautiful strike. It's the post. And that will be half time. Just sort out this. So, yeah, good off from Spain. They got the goal. England will feel they done well, but again, just uh,
So, did I miss very much in the 45 seconds I was away?
um, a chance for Spain. That's it. The post.
Ooh, wow. That would have really sent England down the rabbit hole.
Yeah,
But as things stand, Spain are 1-0 up, and I think you could say that they deserve to be 1-0 up. Wouldn't you agree?
yeah. I think they deserve. Like, I think they have been the better team, and England they look good. Like England looked good until that goal. And it's just been a momentum shift. And like I said, I was really surprised England went toe to toe with Spain, and they almost the first team. nation this tournament to do it against Spain this entire tournament. They meant Spain. Sorry, not Spain. Japan did it
Yeah,
to
Japan.
Spain.
Yeah, Japan creamed them 4-0, and I was expecting them
Yeah,
to go a
and they
very
went
long
toe
way.
to toe with them, and I think that's the way to go almost. For Spain, they didn't look comfortable, and I think also at the end of the day, you just gotta accept that you're going to concede against that Spain side. But if you, because if you just let them have the ball, it's not going to work out for you. Um, because they're going to have more time to think what to do. Um, so yeah, but I think Spain they will hope. It's like the last 15 minutes was, just sitting back and
Yeah, so I'm just taking a
and
look at
having
the.
the ball.
I'm just taking a look at the text highlights, and apparently it was Salma Paralelo who had that shot. It might have just clipped the post and went gone wide, and you could see that with that finish, Spain clearly are the team with the bit between their teeth, and England have it all to do. And a huge stat right here is that Spain's squad includes 17 players who are appearing at the World Cup for the very first time. So this is an exceptionally young team, and we talk about the relative lack of experience in England's team, but by God, this Spain team are very, very young. And I think one thing that's been quite apparent is that a lot of these teams with many, many experienced players haven't been able to go the distance. I think of Marta's Brazil. I think of Megan Rapinoe and Carly Lloyd's USA. I think of there might be at least one or two others who weren't able to go quite far. But I mean, there was a Swedish player. I can't recall her name, but I will try and get it up later on. She was playing in her fifth World Cup and couldn't reach the final, but at least she goes home with a bronze medal in her collection.
Yeah, luckily, um, Spain deserves. Yeah, they deserve to be. So let's get of some other stuff not related to this. Well, first one, but related. England Spain's job. Could we see if England do go on to win this? Um, whatever her name is, go give get that England Spain's job.
I don't think so. I firmly believe that the England women's team are going to fight tooth and nail to make sure she stays, and she's also not interested in leaving her job when she's doing really well at the moment. There is, of course, a threat from the USA. They could possibly, ask her to try and take the job with their head coach having resigned. And
Yeah, let's see. Um, I can I can see it, but I don't think it will happen. I think they will trust something.
yes, Caroline Sager, the Swedish captain, was playing in her fifth tournament and ended her international career without a World Cup winners medal. But she does have a bronze medal to take home after Sweden beat the Matildas in the third and fourth place playoff. And we are seeing highlights, of course, of that. I mean, I am at least seeing highlights of the Spain Sweden semi final. Certainly a case for an offside there, but for that Spanish equaliser. But I mean, that Spanish first goal, which put them ahead,
Yeah.
and Jorge Vilda running away in celebration.
Via the mail online, West Ham sponsor Betway has um, have received uh, uh, s- reportedly have mentioned something to West Ham about Paqueta's bid, bet bets. So likes to be a betting man. He's got to deal with the stuff. So let's see this goal again. Beautiful finish, Carbona. And just a switch of play, you could see the right winger for Spain call it. And then Carmona just sprints down. If we look at her positioning, she was so far behind the the wing back for England, but she got up to her and overtook her eventually.
Yeah,
Just
I'm just
shows you
seeing
need to be.
highlights of yeah. So I think you talk about that goal. One thing which you really have to say is the enterprise of the Spanish down the left, Caldente and Carmona there was quite simply top class, and they took advantage of the weakness that England had on that left side. I think Lucy Bronze probably allowed um, the occasion to sort of get to her a little bit. And I'm now seeing highlights of the first half with the second half about to start shortly. But obviously, when you I don't know that no, this isn't actually the semi-final between Australia and England. But so I want to ask you, when you take a look at England's defence, they opted for three centre backs and Lucy Bronze and Rachel Daly as the wing backs of sorts. But do you think that system has pretty much been their undoing in a way? Because they have looked a little bit shaky at times, and it has been sort of the responsibility of the midfield to try and cover up for them in a way.
Yeah, it's been really tough for England. Really, I think midfield wise they look good. It's just the wing backs of England. I think are personally are pushing up too much, which is creating space for the wingers of Spain and then the overlapping fullback. So I think that's the main problem for them. James for Euro to be made. Lots of shout for James to come on. Do you think James could be that Euro, Lauren James?
Yes, I actually would like to see her brought on in place of Lucy Bronze and England switch to a back four.
Back
So that would
four.
mean effectively that Jess Carter would be right back, and Rachel Daly will have to slot in at left back alongside Alex Greenwood and Millie Bright in the centre.
Hmm. Back four, I don't know. But yeah, Raya or Ramsdale for Monday.
Ramsdale. Raya's just come in, and I really don't think Arteta will be that stupid to, dump Ramsdale for Raya, who probably hasn't had much time to train with the squad. He had a closed door friendly against Luton Town, but that's it. Ramsdale still. I'm not his biggest fan, but I don't see Raya Ramsdale being dropped.
Yeah, that's fair. Um, we will be there when I beat you. We will be there. Ooh, who's left? Who's still left in my FPL draft team? I don't think I will be able to watch the start of the second half. I will be just having lunch. So yeah,
Okay, go
yeah,
right ahead. So if you have to have lunch, I'll hold fort for you. All right.
yeah. I will leave when I need to. Um, yeah, I got Ramsdale, Trossard, Havertz. Also gotta smack them apart.
Arsenal
I
should, but
needed
we've got some injury problems.
no, Saka is still there. You need to do. Well, what's my Yeah, I got the sassy for today. The sassy today. Uh, coming something. Uh, so yeah, uh, see what happened.
Okay, so in order to avoid radio silence, I think Hannah did say that he was going to have some lunch. So I will take you through the remainder of the time until we resume. Still some advertisements going on at the moment on my side. One of the things which I don't like about watching sports here in India is that sometimes they go a little bit too far with the advertisements. So invariably, whether you're watching, I mean, maybe not so much for a football game, but certainly for a cricket game or whatever, if they go too long with the advertisements or commercials, as other people would say, you miss a little bit of the action. But it is what it is. Can't really complain very much. And as Hanno and I have agreed, the only way that England can get back into this now is if they change their formation, because both of us have agreed that um, the back five hasn't been working. Lucy Bronze, in particular, has been a bit of a weakness, and Jess Carter has been exposed in a way. So they are going to have to try to switch to a back four, maybe, and bring Lauren James on for Lucy Bronze so that she can slot it on the right. And Carter will have to double up as right back with Rachel Daly as left back alongside Alex Greenwood and Millie Bright. I don't know if Serena Wiegman will make that change, though, and that's the biggest worry. She probably might be depending on her players to, get back the spirit they normally showed. And of course, they were able to have the staying power to outlast Australia in the semi-final. But this Spanish team, mind you, scored two late goals to take the lead and also beat Sweden. And two halftime substitutions are in fact on. It is Lauren James and Kelly who have come on. I'm going to find out who the whoops. Chloe Kelly and Lauren James have come on. And we're going to find out who they've replaced. And like I said, because we don't know about this, and because I'm also not on the team, I can't control the stopwatch. So Hannah's going to have to come back and do this. But I will inform you when they're starting. And Spain have just kicked off with Paralelo passing it back to Codina. And 45 minutes separate La Roja from another World Cup, this time with the women, to go with the men's win in 2010. And obviously, Wiegman has been very proactive in making those two changes. So I will obviously inform who has been replaced. No change in the Spanish lineup as of yet. You will be informed when that happens. Okay, so still have Mary Earps and Greenwood, Brighton, Carter are still the back three. And it looks as though Chloe Kelly has come on for Rachel Daly to slot in on the left. And James has replaced Russo. So And Spain are trying to move forward through their captain, but she gets fouled, and England concede the free kick. Oops. It is now Lauren James who comes on to try and do some defensive work at the moment, with Spain all over England down the right. And that is Bonmati, who has been very impressive in this game. Redondo, but easily intercepted there by Jess Carter. That will be a throw. And still deep in the England half, but England still have a throw. And at the moment, Spain are literally all over England on that left. Still can't quite clear the danger. But Spain aren't quite able to make inroads yet. It is Caldente Oliver who gets into the penalty area. Bonmati being held back with Caldente. And still being harried at the moment by Lucy Bronze, who was expected to come off. And an important save that from Lucy Earps. Had that gone in, England would have been dead and buried. Once again, some terrific work down the left for Spain. Caldente, Bonmati and company have been outstanding all game. Getting the shot away, and I suppose that probably would have hit the post, but Earps wasn't willing to take any chances of that creeping in. In fact, I stand corrected. That could have gone in off the inside of the post. So a Spanish corner. And let's see who's going to take that. Can't see at the moment. But that is in, and that will be intercepted by Georgia Stanway, who clears that for a throw. Better to concede a throw than a corner. Oh, no, it's another corner. Stanway hoping for better, but once again, it's another corner, and it looks as though it'll be taken by, I think it might be, that was some, well, that was Abellera who took that corner, and the one before that. And the second one was certainly not very impressive, and so England can clear their lines. Stanway sending it forward to Chloe Kelly, who now has, well, it looks as though Chloe Kelly's playing on the right instead. So has Bronze come into the back? Not too sure. But Spain easily have the ball, and they clear their lines quite easily. Abellera to Hermoso, who sends it forward down the left, and Parallelo can try and run for that, but Millie Bright's able to shepherd that, and that goes behind for a goal kick. So, yeah, I can tell you. Oh, well, it looks as though Hanno has got the stopwatch under control, so well done to you. I can tell you that you are about a second or so behind me, but that doesn't make a difference. And Earps now to the captain, Bright. We are 6.5 minutes into the second half, and it's still Spain 1, England 0. Lauren James now. And so Jorge Vilda hasn't really made any substitutions as of yet, but he does have Patelis on the bench. And promising attack there ended really with James's pass not being well connected. And Spain, of course, are a reasonably inexperienced team, but they have looked very good all tournament except against Japan, and they have certainly looked very, very good today indeed. And England are going to have to shake off a little bit of torpor in order to get back into the game. Can they find something? Bright to bronze. So will bronze end up with gold, or will she have to settle for silver? Hanno had to be here for that one. And of course, I do apologize if your comments aren't being, read as of yet. But once he comes back, he will read them. Normally, if I were controlling things as well with him, I would read your comments. I do apologize for that, everyone. Parallelo, triple teamed, and that is now back with Millie Bright. Millie certainly not being silly. Bronze, Walsh, Stanway, Kelly. Nice cross into the penalty area. And that was not far away. A gilt-edged opportunity for Lauren Hemp. And she puts that wide. Well, it looks as well. Could there have been a possible offside there? It remains to be seen. But she got herself into the best position and just couldn't. Well, it looks as though it might have come off the Spanish defender, but the offside flag might have been raised anyway. So the goal wouldn't have counted. And so Spain can now, through their captain, Carmona, the goal scorer, and also the game winner against Sweden in the semi-final, can clear their lines. But that was a very risky back pass and a poor foul there from Lauren Hemp on Codina. And that is the first booking of this final. The referee opting not to play advantage with Codina writhing in pain. And well, I'm pretty sure the contact was minimal, but still. Yeah, that deserved a booking. Lauren went in late. And despite her protestations, she ended up getting a booking. So, almost 10 minutes into the second half, it is still Spain 0, England 1. The goal scorer, of course, was Olga Carmona on 29 minutes. I'm sorry it hasn't been edited to, reflect that, but I can't control things backstage, you see. And it is an England throw. Lucy Bronze running to take that, but stopping in the middle. And we are 10 minutes into the second half. Still Spain 0, Spain 1, England 0. Spain obviously looking for a measure of revenge for their under-21 boys who were defeated in the European final by an England team managed, of course, by the former Ireland international midfielder Lee Carsley. And not to be a name dropper, but I had the pleasure of getting to know his son Callum while he was studying in university in Florida with me. Florida Southern College in Lakeland. He played on the soccer team there for 2 seasons. Left back with a peach of a left-footed shot. Went on to play for 2 seasons at Manhattan College in New York. And is now, of course, back in England living his best life. And that is a Spain corner. And Spain have now managed to also show some ability on the counter. It is, once again, Arbeia with the corner, a short one to Hermoso, trying to work her way into the penalty area, but that is for nothing, and that is cleared. However, the goalkeeper, Cole Luch, has come halfway out of her area up the field to sort of control that. Carmona, the captain, Paredes, Codina. Carmona again, who sends that down the wing, hoping to find Parallelo, which she does. Claims for a foul, but the referee not interested and play will continue. England can try and clear their lines and hopefully set up an attack, and it is Chloe Kelly down the right, the number 18. Lauren James, the number 7, who, like Jackie Grealish with England, comes on wearing the number 7 as a sub. Kira Walsh, beautiful cross. And I believe that was Jess Carter running in there, but just couldn't get on the end of that. And some great control there from Redondo, but Stanway picks it off her and ends up being forced rather to pass that back to Mary Earps. England still have the ball and can try and move forward. And some promising stuff down the left, but Paredes is able to clear that away. Only for a throw, though, for England. And this is a lot more promising from Serena Wiegman's ladies. They're now starting to get a lot more into the game. And I think the only reason why Rachel Daly was taken off was because she was looking a bit tired. I would have expected Lucy Bronze to have gone off, really. But Bronze is now still in the action, across into the penalty area. Carmona gets the ball and expertly shields Lauren Hemp away from that. Her counterpart, Millie Bright, hooks that back into the danger area. Bronze is able to try and make something of it, but Caldente says, "Not today, senora." And it is still back. Well, apparently there was a foul there on Hermoso by Kira Walsh, and Spain get a chance to clear their lines. And Serena Wiegman doesn't look too happy. Doesn't look too happy at all. Bronze, Stanway, Bright. And I believe that's Toon who sends it down to Kelly on the right. And certainly the introduction of Chloe Kelly has brought about a lot of openness there. But that cross was really never going to amount to anything. Ends up being a sort of a rather amateurish shot onto the top of the net. And so Spain make their first substitution. It is the number 17, Alba Redondo, who will be coming off. And coming on in her place will be the number 12, Oyan Hernandez. So Redondo's had a really good game for Spain down the right in the attack. And I believe Orián Hernandez will... actually, it's Oyan Hernandez. Will probably lend some freshness down that area. Still, for the most part, possibly a 4-3-3, or they could evolve into a 4-4-2 to try to tighten things up in the midfield. Because certainly with Chloe Kelly having come on, England do look really good down that right wing. We've actually just gone past the hour mark, and it is still Spain 0, England 1, but that could change in the blink of an eye. Although England are being forced back at the moment. Bright to Bronze. Hoping to find Lauren James, but Hermoso cuts that out. Trying to send it forward. And Spain have managed to complete 340 of their passes, so compared to 201 for England. So Spain have definitely made their passing count, but England are still very much in this. And Paralelo dispossesses Kira Walsh, and it is Jenny Hermoso who is allowed to run through the center. Passes it back to Bonmati, who could possibly try and take a shot, and that was not far away at all from her left foot. Trying to caress it just like her captain Carmona did against Sweden in the semi-final, but probably putting a little bit too much boot into that. And Earps was beaten hook, line, and sinker, but thankfully for her sake and England's sake, so was the crossbar. Spain 1, England 0. And England have got to pull their socks up now and really start to get into the action. Jess Carter Lauren James, who apparently now has a home on the left, meaning that Chloe Kelly goes in on the right. And hopeful through ball there, hoping to find Stanway. And Stanway ends up fouling Codina once again. And she is in pain. And if England are not careful, if they lose their discipline, we could see more cards being, basically barging her off the ball there, almost elbowing her in the face. Not a very pretty sight. And does Vilda decide to bring her off? Aitana Bonmati there with a pretty sweet left-footed strike, but probably had a little bit too much on that. Earps wouldn't have saved that, but thankfully for her, again, it went over the bar. Lucy Bronze. Olga Carmona, the captain. Bonmati sending it down the right. And Hernandez, the substitute, tries to get the better of Jez Carter, but Jez Carter says, no, thank you. Earps now gets it out to Millie Bright, who's still in the penalty area, but who can send it forward. And a pretty poor ball from the England skipper is intercepted by Hermoso. Caldente to Paralelo, back to Hermoso, and now with Paralelo again, sending it forward to Bonmati. Some terrific passing and positional play. And Carmona now in the penalty area. Does she keep it in? She does. And can Spain have a shot at goal here? It is with Paralelo. And that is deflected behind for a corner. And you can just sense it's only a matter of time before Spain double their lead. I think they're appealing for a handball. There is VAR involved. And are they going to check this? I'm not too sure. We will see. Basically claiming that it hit Kira Walsh on her finger and not in a natural position. If VAR check that by the finest of margins and decide to award a penalty, well, there is a VAR check going on right now, and we are going to find out if the check is over or not. For the moment, Spain have a corner, but if VAR have their way and decide that a penalty is the right decision, Spain do have a chance to go 2-0 up. Hannah, you've
Yeah,
missed
I'm back.
so far.
That's a penalty.
Yeah, but listen, let's see if there have been any comments. You can read them.
Yeah, comments. Um, yeah, I got Cole, Jackson, and Eddie to Ghost out today. James is on. James and Kelly. Come on, England. No. James, CM, Centerman, and Chloe. Claire right wing. I think both are on top.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
actually
James.
James on the left and Kelly on the right. I was expecting
Yeah.
Kelly to James to be on the right, but maybe Wiegman likes the whole cutting in on the
Possibly.
right foot and shooting. But
They might get a goal now.
wait,
She's going to the screen.
this might not be good news for England. The referee is running to the screen. There does look, of course, to be. When you take a look at it again, it does look as though it hits Kira Walsh on her finger and then sort of takes a slight deflection. So it is a very fine margin, but there could be a penalty. But this angle is very inconclusive. This angle doesn't help at all.
Yeah.
But from a different angle, you could see that it hits her finger and then does take a deflection. So if Spain are awarded a penalty, this could be fatal for England.
The question is, will she score from that? Oh, of course she didn't score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know
Get
what
the
Kira Walsh was thinking, sticking her hand out like that. That was a really poor piece of play.
Walsh, Lamon, the mano. Pen. Surely it's a pen. Let's see. tension. What do they need to establish more? There's there's contact. It's pretty evident.
What is the referee's decision? I think she says no. Hold it. She's awarded the
Penalty.
penalty.
A muscle. Oh, her muscle. She missed the penalty in the first group game for Spain. Penalties miss. She hit one rather straight. She usually hits it towards the right hand side.
Well, you know who also missed a penalty in the group stage of the World Cup? Lionel Messi. He ended up scoring the rest when it mattered. And like Hermoso, he wore the number 10. But unlike Hermoso, he was captain and she's not. Hermoso against Earps. Left footed.
To be the hero for England, or also to be the hero for Espanyol.
It would be heroine, to be honest.
And
And
she's
it's
the hero!
Earps! Yes!
What a save! Right into the bottom corner.
That was a
Save.
dreadful penalty, but you still got to save them.
Great save. Awful penalty.
And
Spain luckily don't.
this could very well be what England need to get back into the game.
Yeah. Well played over the top. Chance. I think that's Kelly. Oh, keep it just enough.
Yeah, normally Hermoso would put her penalties a little bit higher and in the corner, but that was a poorly placed penalty. And Earps did, prove her worth for England in the shootout against Nigeria, if memory serves me right. So,
Yeah. Chance for England again. Oh. Should have been Carmona with that left foot. Should have been. Ebbs Reddit. She misses. Wow, what a save. What a save indeed. But what do England now do with that?
well, there is a foul. I mean, a player injured, but
Right?
will finally play a stop for an offside against England, but attention will now be put to the injured player, I think, and that could very well give England the spring in the step they need. Codina once again on the floor. She's been targeted all game, and she is not happy. She is not happy.
Yeah, it's not happy. We'll be back in a sec. 1 second.
Well, it's blink and you miss it stuff, and you cannot leave your seat. The England defence are in discussion. Walsh, Brighton, Greenwood. And Codina has, of course, been targeted many, many times, several times during this game. So it could be that she might come off and Jorge Vilda will bring on another defender. And yep, it is, in fact, the number 5, Ivana Andres, who will be coming on to replace Codina. So Laia Codina, who's had a fine game today, in the heart of that defense. Handshake there between her and Lucy Bronze, an embrace between her and Mariona Caldente. She now goes off, and Andres comes on. Still no sign of Alexia Putelis. She might possibly come on if she's fit to play for the last 10 minutes to try and see things out. A great sign that Spain have been able to dominate this match without Putelis. Paralelo going on to be an absolute star, and the captain, Carmona, doing her bit. But Chloe Kelly now proving to be an inspired substitution herself. Ella too now with the ball, but Hernandez, the other substitute for Spain, is able to clear the danger. She is still being chased hard by Lauren James and ends up conceding a throw. Oyan Hernandez. And Lauren James is, of course, the sister of Chelsea and England right-back Reece James, who was named club captain this season but is now out injured. So it will be Ben Chilwell to lead the team, with possibly Thiago Silva as vice-captain. And some good Spanish defending, but only as far as Lucy Bronze. And certainly nothing gold about that strike from Bronze. The goalkeeper, Cole Look, will try and launch it long, and it evades the head of, I believe, Stanway, and hoping to send Paralelo forward, but Bronze is able to clean up, and Epps blasts that not quite into oblivion, but as far as Chloe Kelly, who has the ball and is able to maneuver it away from Hermoso and Caldente. Alex Greenwood now, sending it to Jess Carter on the left. And it looks as though Bronze is not really on the wing anymore, sort of come into more of a defensive midfield role. A chance for England, potentially, but some great defending there from, I believe that was the captain, Carmona, who has been everywhere on the pitch today. But James in the penalty area. And what a save from the Spanish keeper, Coluch. James hoping to sort of get that over the goalkeeper and into the top of the net, but Coluch rising up brilliantly to tip it over with her right hand. Arguably the save of the match. And possibly on par with Emi Martinez's save from Randall Kolo Muani in Doha. But we will see. A corner has been conceded. Still 14 minutes to go, plus some stoppages, you would assume. And if England score from here, the cat will be amongst the pigeons. Well, they haven't scored yet, but it's still Lucy Bronze.
Lucy Bronze cross.
Headed away, but again, only as far as Alex Greenwood. England are claiming a foul. No foul.
Counter-attack. No. I will just
again, some tiki-taka football at its best, with Hernandez sending it forward to, I believe that's Caldente. It is back with Bonmati. And trying to find Batia on the wing, but she misses it. And so 13 and a half minutes to go. Spain 1, England 0.
Yeah. For people, if you haven't already, please smash a like on this video and subscribe to the channel. will be much appreciated. Um,
And that will be
foul
an
call,
England.
England free
Yep.
kick.
Yeah, foul on Lydia Greenwood, on Alex Greenwood, rather. And a yellow card for Parallelo. So this is normally the time when you see cards being awarded, and we're going to see if this merited a yellow card. Yeah, disgusting
Don't
contact
think
there,
so.
really, from
I
Parallelo.
think it's more the ball that's hurt than the elbow.
Yeah,
Reese often James now.
BBC Sport have, obviously dedicated a post to Mary Earps, calling her Mary Queen of Stops, a play on Mary Queen of Scots. And a little bit snide in some ways, but witty in other ways. Now, Spain obviously are going to try to look to hold on, but they cannot afford to be too defensive. And Olga Carmona's 29th minute peach of a strike is still what separates these two teams. And Greenwood is in fact still on the floor. There's
I
blood on
think
her
it's
right. Yeah,
the
so
ball that hurt her when she hit that ball.
maybe, but again, there are some substitutes warming up. If Alex Greenwood has to come off, and Greenwood has been absolutely brilliant this tournament for England, rising up from being a substitute to being a starter, of course, taking advantage of Leah Williamson's injury. But I think they're checking for a possible concussion, and this doesn't look good for her. And you can just
They,
believe that there will be stoppages for this.
yeah, but let's talk a bit about the World Cup just in general. Um, what would you write it?
Oh, I think it's been outstanding. I mean, I've seen quite a few of the games, not had time to see many of them, but obviously, with every World Cup, the later on you go into the tournament, the better the quality of the games. And certainly, I did enjoy the men's World Cup, but this World Cup has also had its share of thrills and spills. And I think the women who have played this World Cup have definitely shown that they can compete and are definitely worthy of more attention. I mean, more, recognition, not attention, recognition. And they definitely should be paid on par. But another point has been raised that women's football now needs to take root in many, many more countries. Certainly in England with the Lionesses win, and also their consistent run to semi-finals. Oh no! When you see that, it's Parallelo's knee that literally
Oh,
bashes into her.
she
So
hit the knee.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it was a well-deserved booking. And if she's not really able to go on, then it will be very difficult to see who could possibly come on in her place. I know Jordan Nobbs is a decent defender. Lottie Wubben-Moy can also defend. Niam Charles, the number 3, is another option. Where's Steph Houghton when you need her? Serena, you mucked up there, darling. I can't call you darling. That might be a little bit sexist, and also you're older than me, but still, never ever discount the value of experience. Some royalty in the stands. Billie Jean King, tennis legend, watching quite intently. Obviously, she would have loved to have seen Megan Rapinoe play. And I think Greenwood has been bandaged. I don't know if she's willing to continue, and it looks as though she might be coming off. So we're going to see if there's anyone to replace her. Is she coming off, or is she staying on?
I think she's staying on. She will be just coming off the field for a sec. And might
Well, that
just be doing a shed change.
yeah. So momentarily, England are down to 10 men, women rather, and of course there are Only 8 minutes to go of normal time, but there will definitely be stoppages on account of this.
Patella's warming up. Cat. Yeah, cat on her. Yeah, I
I,
think she looks okay. Good to
I
go.
don't. It looked as though she was being given stitches before being bandaged up. But England still have the ball in the Spanish half, and they can try and attack. But once again, the Spanish defending has been quite good. And yet it is with Lauren James now, who gets it out to Lucy Bronze on the right. Across from
Yeah.
Bronze, headed away, but only as far as well,
Oh,
Carter. And it is now with Bronze,
bronze.
but Cole Look is able to gather that quite easily. Cole Look, of course, with a brilliant save earlier on from the substitute Lauren James. And James had wandered into an offside position, but smartly got back. And once again,
Yeah,
England being a little bit too aggressive.
Billie
And
Jean King. Yeah,
yeah,
has
Billie
been
Jean
a big
King.
investor in the new Women's Pro Hockey League in North America.
Oh, that's wonderful.
That's good.
I mean, speaking of hockey, I think over in South Africa, field hockey is more. Ooh, Lauren James dispossessing Carmona there. Carmona fouling James. No, the referee says play on. Well, that looked
Yeah,
a
field
foul to
hockey is
me.
wonderful. Of course, in other games, Norwich leading Millwall 1-0.
Well, we're going to see this and probably not enough contact to really send Lauren James to the floor. That was what the referee thought. But Bon Marti there expertly evading her defender and sends it across from right to left where Caldente receives it. Caldente to Hermoso, and whose touch sort of fails her at the worst possible time. She's on the floor right now. And does the referee stop play or allow it to continue? Nope, she's letting it continue. And that will be an England free kick. Will that be time for Patelis to come on? And who does she replace? A foul there by Abelera on James. And that will be an England free kick. And Jenny Hermoso, who missed the penalty, is on the floor, writhing. So could there be another substitution as well? Whatever it is, it's Spain's number 11, Putellas, who is ready to come on. And Stanway running in and not really getting the ball. And in fact, sort of putting her studs in Hermoso's leg. That had to hurt. And the big problem is that with Alessia Russo off, there is no natural striker, so no focal point of the attack. So the goals will have to be shared, as we would say at Arsenal, with the midfielders. But with Lauren James on the field, anything's possible. Greenwood with the Terry Butcher-style bandage with the free kick. And it's into the penalty area, but Batia is able to clear that well. And that will be an England throw.
Spain 4 minutes plus at a time away from becoming World Cup champions. It feels like there's another goal in this. It just feels like someone will get a goal.
Well, there were many opportunities for there to be another goal. A missed penalty, a brilliant save from the Spanish keeper. And another England
Toon
substitution. It's Ella
off.
Toon who's going off. And we're going to see who's coming on now. Could it be Robinson, as you suggested? 8.6 kilometers covered, pass completion of 84%. She's definitely done her job in the midfield. And we need to know who's coming on. And Spain have to make their substitution too. It is the number 19, Beth England.
Beth England,
England
experience
coming
right
on for,
there.
yeah. So England coming on for England. I had to say that. Another question is, will it be gold for bronze, or will she have to settle? Will bronze have to settle for silver? Greenwood with the throw. James being triple teamed at the moment, so she needs to pass back, but she circumvents Bonmati there and passes it back. Greenwood can still try and send it forward, but Parallelo blocks that for a throw. And still no sign of Alexa Patelis coming on. The play is still going on as it is. Lucy Bronze. Headed away. Greenwood. And Batier there doing some great work to intercept Chloe Kelly, I think. It is Greenwood now who has the ball.
Come on.
That is England, the substitute, who passes it back to Greenwood. And England now being forced back. But with
I just
bronze,
want
they
to
can now
skip
try and attack through the right.
just extra time. Why not? Lucy Bronze. Head up into there. James Bronze. And no. Was
You
captain.
just get the sense that it's not going England's way, but listen, there will be plenty of time for stoppages.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
you can see Alexa Patelis there also playing coach, trying to cheer her players on as well.
Just fences. Called it yesterday. I said Tottenham would beat Man U.
I was
Well,
hoping for Sheffield United and Forest to draw, and they were doing really well, but then Chris Wood spoiled my prediction. And
oh,
possible goal here, but
oh.
great intervention from Jess Carter. Sweet 16, rendering the 10 not so perfect. Hermoso hoping to make up for a penalty miss. I think it's fair to say that given her loss of balance, she wasn't really going to get a powerful shot in, but Carter there with a fine intervention. And you could see the Spanish fans looking really... Well, finally, it is... the substitution is being made. Mariona Caldente will be coming off. And the legend, that is Alexia Patelis, is on for the final 15 seconds plus stoppages. So she gets her to play in a World Cup final. And it is Teresa Abellera who will take the corner. Right-footed, in-swinger. Can Spain score? Off an England defender's head, and that will be hiked away. But not very far. Spain still have the ball. And there will be an
13.
unprecedented 13 minutes of stoppage time.
Wow.
So it was a good time to bring Alexia Patelis on. She could potentially be a game changer for Spain. I mean, maybe not so much a changer per se, but someone who could possibly put the result beyond doubt. She has the ball right now, and it's her against Beth England, and England ends up winning. Not the match, but the tackle. But Spain are still not letting England get away with it, and they do have the ball back. Hermoso to
make it
Abellera.
complicated for themselves, Spain. Like, just play
Not
the
quite.
easy pass.
Well, they're trying to play it simple, but England are running back at them, and you can just imagine how important that penalty save by Mary Earps was. Spain are going to have to do it the hard way. But I think it's fair to say that apart from these 13 minutes, there will be no more added time. They've looked at a ballpark figure here, unless it's something very, very serious. Bonmati trying to send it forward and finds Batier in the penalty area, and Mary Earps once again coming up with the save. Another important save from England's number one, and actually it was Jess Carter who made it.
The deflection.
Not really. I mean, it was Jess Carter who sort of took the pace off that with the deflection. Could have wrong-footed ups, but she stuck her big left foot out to make that save. But at the moment, Spain want that second goal. Will they get it? It's going to be another corner.
Corner
And once
Spain.
again, it will be Abellera who will be taking it. Right-footed away swinger. Actually, it's been changed. It's left-footed, so I believe it was
Oh,
Parallelo who took it, hoping to swing it in, and
will
somehow
be a
cleared
free
away.
kick.
I believe a three. With these 13 minutes added on, it's effectively more than enough time for more goals to be scored. Of the
Oops,
total
another big
attempts they've
save.
had,
Our English
Spain have
Royals.
had, only 45% have been on target. But
Oh,
the one
chance
stat that
again, yeah.
matters is the goal
Spain.
scored.
Spain 3-on-3. Ball played to the far post.
Ooh!
Oh,
Goes straight
missed
through Parallelo's
opportunity
legs.
there.
It evaded Lucy Bronze, but it also evaded Salma Parallelo. And Lauren James has it and can try and clear it. And it is with Chloe Kelly, who tries to hoik it forward. Only as far as Ivana Andres, who sends it forward to Parallelo. And it evades Hermoso, and Jess Carter can clean up.
Most, I don't know. I don't think the English Royals will be welcomed very much there in Australia.
The what?
The English Royals is talking about.
No. Of course they'd be welcome. They're heads of the Commonwealth, and Australia is a big part of the Commonwealth. Kelly with the ball into the penalty area, easily cleared away. Backheaded by Parallella, only as far as Bronze, who hits that into the chest of Hermoso.
Go on.
Appealing for a handball, and Spain get it. Bronze
Yeah.
claiming it went off her shoulder, but the referee saying, "Sorry, Lucy, you can't fool me."
Yeah, Derby Day today. West London versus East London.
Who were Chelsea playing?
West Ham.
Oh, that should be fun.
I want to say England will come back, but I think Spain got the one sadly.
I don't
We'll
think so.
see.
Remember, there's 8.5 minutes left of stoppage time, and that's more than enough time for one team to make a mistake and the other team to capitalize on that. And Putelas theatrically falling to the ground, hoping for a
Wow.
free kick, and she ends up getting it. Jorge Vilda just telling his players to calm down. And Georgia Stanway there. Not exactly showing some footballing intelligence there. So it's Teresa Abellera once again with the free kick, right-footed. Started the game in the center of midfield and has been responsible for most of Spain's set pieces. Hoping to try to swing this into the penalty area. Ends up swinging away, but headed back in. Still in the penalty area. The danger's not over yet.
Cleared away. Back in.
Von Marti there trying to get it, but ends up
Now,
losing out. And it is Lauren James
now England.
to Lauren Hemp. Two Lawrence can combine down the wing if need be. James is actually trying to move into the penalty area, but Hemp has the ball. Intercepted by Hermoso. And that'll be an England throw. Lucy Bronze with the throw. Short one to Lauren James. Back with Bronze, who tries to send it forward, but Spain can easily intercept that, but not very well because James gets it back. And Spain win it back through a combination of the captain Carmona and Parallelo. Hermoso now tries to break herself free, but somehow ends up winning a throw. And so we're halfway through stoppage time. England have 6.5 minutes left to try and salvage their dream of being world champions. And just
Come
taking a
on.
look on Instagram and seeing the
Oh,
reactions of England's fans to Spain's goal. But I can tell you that those same fans could raise the roof if England equalise. Sadly, not to be just yet, but there's still plenty of time. 5.5 minutes. Jess Carter. Alex Greenwood. Sends it out to, I believe, Chloe Kelly on the left. But that is
awful
intercepted.
pass. But
But,
well won it
well,
back and intercepted again.
yep. Once again, the Spanish is proving that they
Four
can
on
also
four.
beat England at their game in the midfield. It is Bonmati who can easily pass it to the right, but opts to go
Marty.
alone. And
What?
rather selfish
Blocked.
play there, but Spain still have it. It is Paralelo in the penalty
Blocked.
area. And Lucy Bronze diving in with the interception to concede another corner. And with 5 minutes to go, it's all hands on deck for England at the moment. I think Spain are just proving to be too powerful right now.
Yeah, Spain too powerful. I'm going to have to move this timer on. Um, and I'm going to just start it on 99.
Okay, so the corner's taken into the penalty area, but easily headed away. That should be, well, it's another corner for Spain.
Another corner.
Jess Carter putting in a shift in that defence. England fans looking on. Not quite disconsolately, but with 4 minutes to go, time is ticking away. As Ricky Martin would say, time is precious and it's slipping away.
I think it's now too late for for England. I think, but 4 minutes is a lot.
Paralelo with the corner, very long one.
Oh, oh.
And that definitely wasn't too far away, but Paredes running in there, trying to head the ball. She had an attempt on goal, which was horribly off target in the first half. And this time around, using her head, she wasn't too far away. Earps with the goal kick, sending it all the way to the right. Lucy Bronze heading it, but Spain once again showing some mastery of being able to get the ball, to intercept the ball, but England also winning it back. And Carmona there double teamed by a combination of Lauren Hemp and Bethany England. Chloe Kelly with the throw to Hemp. But some very resolute Spanish defending and some poor England passing sees Hernandez on her way. She's gone past Greenwood. It's 1 against 3, but there are some red shirts coming. You just feel. Hernandez. Is that a... Nope. Good tackle there by Greenwood. She got the ball. And just goes to show you cannot go it alone.
That's the Catholic Greenwood.
Yeah. But again, with 2.5 minutes left, the time is ticking away for England. They need to come up with an equaliser. Lauren James sending it forward. And if they get an equaliser, they could get it in. An attempted backheel there from Beth England coming to nothing. And Spain can very easily clear their lines. I'm still not giving up hope. 2 minutes left. A lot can happen in 2 minutes. And, well, sadly, nothing will happen for England with a poor foul like that. Hermoso there sent to the floor, and all Serena Wiegman can do is just look on, nonplussed. Chloe Kelly there stamping on her foot, studs in, and we're down to the last 2 minutes of stoppage time. You could see the Spaniards in the stands celebrating, and England are silent at the moment. A few Aussie rugby jerseys in there. Brave souls mixed amongst the England crowd. Sent forward. It's with Paralelo. She's not offside, but great recovery tackle there from Jess Carter. Paralelo still has the ball, but I believe an offside has been called against her. And so we're almost into the last minute. 1 minute and 15 seconds left. England need this to go forward, and they need to press really hard and give themselves a chance. Once again, though, Carmona outstanding in that left back area, and Patelis is also fouled.
1 minute away. Spain.
You just wonder that maybe with
How close to world
some
champions.
injured or non-selected players in the squad, could things have been different? But we are down to the last 30 seconds. I really don't see any more time being added on. But you can see the Spanish players getting ready to celebrate. And
Ball played up
Paredes
there.
with the kick forward. And that should be an England throw. England are going to rush to take this. 15 seconds to go. Lucy Bronze sending it forward. And Millie Bright also coming forward.
Go on.
Lauren Hemp now down the wing.
Go on. Oh!
Headed up
in
into
the
the air. And that should be
No,
hoiked
get
away
away.
by Bonmati. And is that the end of proceedings? No, it's
No.
not. There will be a throw. And
Wait,
Teresa
injury.
Abellera. Well, the proceedings are still not over because there is a stoppage now. There's a player on the floor. And
Again, it's a head injury thing.
Batie was the one who headed that. And Millie Bright coming in and elbowing Abellera in the back, really. So it is, of course, an England throw now. This probably could be England's last chance. Jess Carter to throw. A high looping throw into the penalty area. Stanway hooks it back in. Batie concedes a corner.
Corner. Oh.
And this could be England's last chance. If you can see Jorge Vilda pointing to his watch. Mary Earps is now coming up into the penalty area to try and give herself a chance to score and maybe be a heroine twice over. Looping corner into the penalty area, caught by the Spanish keeper. And will that be that?
Yes,
it is.
That's the time. Spain are world champions.
Felicidades, España.
Español. Our world champions.
And you can see how much it means to a lot of them. 17 members of that squad appearing in their first World Cup. Their campaign was in turmoil with many players boycotting. Take a bow, Olga Carmona. Captain fantastic and probably my woman of the match. Player of the match, of course, if you want to be gender neutral. And England's players at the moment looking disconsolate. You can see the tears starting to fall. Alex Greenwood with her Terry Butcher-style head bandage. Lauren Hemp and Beth England also looking on disconsolately.
Spain.
But Spain can celebrate.
They can
an outstanding team, an outstanding tournament, and a good manager. A fine set of players who certainly were a lot more proactive and fresh and fit from the get-go. As far as England were concerned, I think they just froze.
For Spain. And it's nothing nothing to feel bad about for, like, to poke England with. Spain were the better one. But England have definitely put themselves on the map now. They've got some experience and some youngsters. All are great players.
You feel for Mary Earps there. You feel for her. She's now let the tears fall. Could have been a heroine with her brilliant penalty save, but sadly wasn't able to save Olga Carmona's 29th minute strike. Embraces all around. And the second World Cup final at senior level ever. And sadly, England just falls short. But for Spain, it's a second
Yeah,
World Cup at senior level for either the men or the women. And you have to say that it's well deserved. Lucy
yeah.
Bronze also
13 years
disconsolate,
later.
being hugged by Mariona Caldente.
13 years later, one of the men or the woman won the World Cup. First World Cup win for Spain, I believe. First major tournament win for Spain. I don't know if they have won the Euros. I need to
No,
quickly.
oh yeah, maybe for the women, yeah, you're right. But the men have obviously won the Euros a few times over, and three, in fact, and they've also won a World Cup once.
Mm,
And in another World Cup, the winning goalkeeper wears number 23. Cole Luck joins Emi Martinez in that company. Huddle now between England's players, who can be still proud of having had a great campaign.
nah, look, I think England they will be back. Like they will be defending the the Euro title next year or the year after that. Um, they will be defending the Euro title. They got a good, talented squad, some youngsters, some experience, and lots of these goals will still be there in um in 2027 for England. So there's still a lot to come. And one thing they got to remember: nobody thought they would reach this stage, and it's the same for Spain. Um, Not one of us um, predicted one of these two to reach the semi. So uh, I'm just going to check if Spain have ever won the
Women's World Cup? I don't think they have.
the women's
Euros.
Euros. No, they haven't. They haven't won the women's Euro. Sweden have won it. Norway, Germany. Where's Germany? Norway, Germany, Germany, Germany. Yeah, so this is their first major tournament win for them. So yeah, well done, Spain World Cup winners. They deserve that. Yes, they do. See you soon. See you again. I will be live, of course, with Chelsea against no, for Chelsea West Ham. Some stats coming out of course before the game. So yeah, it is sad for them, but yeah, we'll see the trophy left and everything soon. Then we'll end it. Um, so yeah, breaking news: Moises Caicedo's agent received £10 million from the deal, securing the player's moves to Chelsea. So I think he's very happy about that. Uh, your
Well,
thoughts
my
on
first ever World Cup final with England in football. I mean, at senior level, I did have the great pleasure of seeing England's under 20 team win the World Cup in South Korea. That was when I was back in America. Freddie Woodman, of course, starring in goal. I think he's still in the championship with Preston, but it should only be a matter of time before he gets noticed by a Premiership club and starts to kick on in his career. And the likes of Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, and a few others being a part of that team. You just have to think, though, that with the way England have progressed, a World Cup win will not be far away. First under,
yeah,
I mean, the
and then
progress they've made. I remember Hope Powell getting them to quarterfinals. Um, she also took England to a runners-up position in the Euros. The work done by Mark Sampson and Phil Neville in getting England to two semi-finals was magnificent. And now we have a World Cup final. So you do think in a few years' time, England will be back for a shot at revenge. But full credit to the Spanish team, arguably the most inexperienced in terms of tournament experience, but they held their nerve. Easily the better side today, it has to be said. And well-deserved winners. And you can see a lot of these girls, especially Paralelo, being stars of the future. And I think Spain are going to want more. They're definitely going to want to see the team compete and try and win a European Championship. Of course, this England
yeah.
team wasn't expected to get too far because of injuries to Leah Williamson and Beth Mead. We're going to hear from the Spanish captain now.
But for people in here, if you haven't already, please smash a like on this video and subscribe to the channel. It would be much appreciated.
Well, obviously, my Spanish is not good to translate what the captain Carmona was trying to say, and I'm pretty sure the commentators will tell us what they were saying later on when they get their chance to speak. Obviously, they're going to talk about how they came in with a game plan, well executed. Credit, of course, to England for keeping them on their toes, but I think Spain pretty much were able to beat England almost at their own game, really. England, of course, pride themselves on being a team that's more than capable on the counter attack, but they just weren't able to find that connection moving forward, as Hanno said, between the defense, the midfield, and the attack. And when Alessia Russo was taken off and Lauren James was brought on in her place, you just felt as though that was a sign that there was a big change that had to be made. And we've got the England captain, Millie Bright, right now.
So yeah, um, but the I don't know. I think the I haven't said my thoughts on this tournament. I personally think this tournament was really good. Um, some great upsets: Nigeria, South Africa qualifying, Morocco qualifying, um, new world champions crowned. Um, who else is the well? Um,
Okay, that
some
was Millie Bright, the England captain, basically saying that it's a tough one to take, and you experience the hard part of football. Agreeing that they weren't at their best in the first half, and in the second half they brought on the substitutions and tried to alter the formation. You can see the emotion right now in Jenny Hermoso's eyes. She missed a penalty and could very well have cost it for her team, but you can tell how relieved she is. But Bright basically saying, once the dust settles, England can still be proud of their achievement, a first ever World Cup final for the Lionesses, to go with a first ever tournament win in the Euros, of which she played her part. But it's still hard to take, but they will bounce back. They will come back stronger in 4 years' time. You just imagine it. And that's pretty much the way it goes. And, it's almost set now for the presentation ceremony. And you see the stand being put up. We're going to see a lot of awards being given. And you also have to consider the players who didn't get to play. Haven't seen a minute in the tournament. I believe you take a look at Rodriguez, the Spanish goalkeeper who wore the number 1 jersey, but I don't think she saw a minute. She's one of many players who probably didn't get to play much, but the role that they play in terms of supporting the team and adding to the dynamic, it cannot be overlooked. And this is one thing that really gets, amplified at international level because, other players will look to you to see how you can handle the disappointment of not being selected to play. Her and several other players very much in the thick of it. And Millie Bright still in tears, but keeping a brave face. And it won't be long now before the Lionesses and Spain's women's players go up to receive their medals. So no gold for Lucy Bronze, only a silver. And you think that for her and maybe one or two others, this could have been their last World Cup. But as Hanno said, the spine of England's team should be around in 4 years' time. And Spain are also going to be a very dangerous team with or without Alexia Putellas in the coming years, especially if Olga Carmona, the captain, has something to say about it. Although, interestingly, when Ivana Andres came on the field, she ended up having the captain's armband. So, and some tears of joy from Paredes now. And it won't be long now before the presentation gets underway. And of course, as part of the festivities, they will be introducing awards for player of the tournament, goalkeeper of the tournament, maybe young player of the tournament. I mean, that's normally standard fare in a World Cup, I would imagine. I'm going to mute myself now and see what's going on.
for me, it's just showing them talking, so nothing really else. And yeah, the medals and stuff are coming out now. Um, so everyone that's going to be part of the presentation stuff will be coming out now.
Yep, the medals are out, but we're now going to see which awards are being handed out first.
And the trophy, there's the trophy coming through. So who's this set? FIFA Best Young Player Award.
Yep, Salma Paralelo started the final today instead, and goalkeeper of the tournament is Mary Earps, Golden Glove Award.
Golden Glove Award. Mary Epps.
Sorry about that. And I'm sure certainly no outrageous gestures with this award, but I'm sure she would have loved to have ended up on the winning side for her efforts. Terrific penalty save in the final today. Just not meant to be. You got to admit, though, there's something about Mary.
And then this Captain Bonmati Golden Ball Award.
She's not the captain, but she is the player of the
Oh,
tournament.
so player of the tournament, Bonmati.
And of course, the Prime Minister Anthony Albanese up there, quite happy that England didn't win, I would expect.
Golden Ball Award Best Player of this tournament.
I'm not too sure why Parallelo isn't up there to stand with Earps and Bon Marty, but here's what it is. And now we should see the officials receiving their awards, I think.
Yeah.
I suppose the best thing for me personally living in India is that I'm in that sweet spot where I'm halfway between the UK and Australia. So I can watch English Premier League games in the evening and some really good sporting action from Australia in the morning or early afternoon. In fact, as a lot of you will remember, including you, Hanno, we covered the T20 World Cup in Australia and really enjoyed it.
Yeah. No. And I think times were better, a bit better. So
Of course, you being in South Africa, only 2 hours ahead of GMT and BST.
yeah.
We see all the
Although
referees being awarded medals, not just the referees for today's game, which is a good sight to see. You certainly don't want to let the people who contributed to this tournament go away empty-handed. And now, of course, the officials from today's game, the American referee and her compatriot linesman, along with the fourth and fifth officials and the VAR staff. In other news, once again, the group chat's being a little bit feisty.
when you say somebody is better than and Luke Shaw after playing 2 games at left back.
That is
Um,
ridiculous. I'm sorry, that's ridiculous. Luke Shaw also happens to be England's first choice left back, in addition to playing in that position for Manchester United. Urien Timber plays as a right centre back and right back for the Netherlands. So, as Hannah would say, shh or shoosh.
Shoes. Shoes.
And I love this tradition, Hanno, of the winning team providing a guard of honor for the runners up. It's a beautiful tradition which has just been started. Now we see the England players coming up, led by Captain Millie Bright, Mary Earps following behind. And we see some of the other players now receiving their medals. Bright goes first. Earps to follow. Lauren Hemp. Rachel Daly. Leanne Charles, who didn't get on the pitch, wearing the number 3. And the shirt numbers are being obscured, so I can't really see them. But I do see Alessia Russo, and that is, I think, Robinson, who got her medal before her. Kira Walsh. Ella Toon. I believe that's Laura Coombs, who's just getting her medal right now. Georgia Stanway also played her part in the midfield. The reserve goalkeepers, Hannah Hampton and Ellie Roebuck. Chloe Kelly, the number 18. Second half substitute. Alex Greenwood, who seems to have recovered well enough to have the bandage taken away. Lauren James, who could have been a super sub, not meant to be. Bethany England. Jess Carter, a not so sweet day for the Sweet 16. And finally, Lucy Bronze, the most capped member of the England squad with over 100 caps. And then Serena Wiegman receiving a pep talk of sorts from the infant, as I will call him, and commiserations from everyone on the podium.
Yeah. Some sad faces, some faces more down than others. But a lot of promise for England.
Yes. And finally, when it comes to posing with their silver medals, some of the tears give way to a few smiles. And even if the players didn't get to play, they can certainly be proud of the role they've played in supporting the team and seeing them through. And now to the victors, go the spoils. Felicidades, España. And I'm not too sure they're looking to go in any order, but it is the on-field captain, Carmona, who will be the first to receive her medal. And Cole Luch, the starting goalkeeper, is up there, along with Paralelo. Hugs all around.
Yeah.
Cole Luch, of course, may be unfortunate to miss out on being the best goalkeeper in the tournament, but she's got a prize which matters more than that. A World Cup winner's medal. The number 3, Abellera, who was quite pivotal in the midfield today. One of the reserve goalkeepers. The Golden Ball winner receives a gold medal. Redondo. And now we see the players kissing the trophy as they walk past. We see another of the reserves, Athena del Castillo. The number 14, Codina, who was kicked all over and came off. Paredes receiving her medal. Hernandez, one of the second half substitutes. Claudia Zodnoza, another of the reserves who didn't get to play. Rocio Galvez. Alexia Putellas. Oh, no, that's not Putellas. That's Jenny Hermoso, whose penalty miss did not prove costly. Alexia Putellas, always a global superstar, no matter what. The reserve goalkeeper, Misa Rodriguez Rivero, very much a part of the celebrations. Mariona Caldente, who certainly played her part in the midfield. Ona Batier, who was a live wire down the right. Esther Gonzalez, the number 9. Irene Guerrero, the number 7. Spanish manager Jorge Vilda receiving some congratulations from the infant. And the captain, Ivana Andres, the number 5, who didn't start the final, but who came on as the 73rd minute substitute for Laia Codina. Receives her gold medal from the infant. Her customary hugs. And very soon will be on her way to picking up the trophy and posing with her teammates. You can see the podium being banged right now. I believe that's James Cleverly, a UK MP who came on behalf of the British government. Couldn't be bothered to send the Prime Minister or His Majesty King William, but they send a a member of parliament. Shame on all of those people who did that. And Infantino now comes up with the trophy and will be handing it to Ivana Andres. Very much a team effort. Andres receives the trophy, and the 2003 Women's World Cup winners are Spain.
Spain. Oh, she fell. And they are world champions, and that is where we will end the stream. So yeah, world champions. Manny, any closing thoughts?
The better team won, and the future of women's football is very bright indeed. This
Yeah,
tournament has pretty much been a changing of the guard, with many old players not being able to go through to the end. But this new group of professionals, a new group of players, will definitely ensure that the game is in very safe hands indeed. Congratulations to Spain. Enjoy the success. You've earned it. And we'll definitely be expecting you to launch a huge challenge for the Euros. But England will have a lot to say about that as the defending Euro champions. Commiserations to them. Still proud of the team for reaching the stage against all expectations. Of course, you do need a little bit of fortune in such circumstances like this, but this is not the end. This is just the beginning. And the future may not be Millie bright. I mean, the present may not be bright for Millie, but the future is bright for women's football. And for that, we can only be thankful.
yeah, definitely. The future is bright for women's football, but yeah, we have everyone that joined. And we'll
Do we
see
have any
you.
closing comments, Hanno?
No, I don't have. Great World Cup, Women's World Cup, Women's
I mean,
football.
I mean in the chat.
Oh no, Women's football on the rise. What a World Cup. We are out.